Hey everybody, DayTraderRockStar. And just an update going into the weekend. Fantastic week here at Day Trading Radio. Yesterday I put out another video. I kind of put out an updated market radar going into the last day, and we had some 60-minute divergences, and needless to say, they all performed great. So we're going into today, we had the setups that were really defined. The CSX was fantastic. We had the Carnival Cruise line. You can actually see that nice divergence here, and look at the nice move off of that. And these, we bought into the 60-minute time frame. We bought into these 60-minute divergences, and we got the moves we wanted to, just like clockwork. It was just something that was so organized and so what's the word I'm looking for? Just, we had a plan. It's a trading plan. We're waiting for the stocks to come down and give us the signal that we're looking for. There's only a few signals I'm looking for. When I find them, I'll bring them to you, and then we move on. We get them, and we take profits. That's the important thing. We get the move we wanted. We want to take profits. So we've been doing that all week, and going into next week, there's no doubt about it. We're going to look at this daily chart, and we're going to see it banging around up here, very strong. We know that we wanted to start looking at maybe starting to hedge again in between around this 2020 level. Now we closed at 2022. We did break through this downward trend line, and we have this 60-minute channel that kind of is laying right above us. So I'd be watching this tomorrow, or actually Monday, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the market squeeze further higher. It just feels strong. We're in March. We're in a very powerful seasonal area in the market. Seasonality is playing a part right now. This March-April trade going into May. It's just everything. We got everything going for us, and the markets are looking good. The setups, these important high probability setups are just based off of certain criteria. I'm finding these kind of harder to dig out. We are seeing some. I did put out an HPS watch list that has quite a few on it, but understand that now we're starting to see these extended levels. We're pushing up. We're overbought. In some cases, we could stay overbought for a while, and that's what we're looking at. We're actually going to look for the market to push a little bit higher just because. The SPX, again, this is where we left off here on the hourly. This is how we left off on the daily. Things are breaking out. Easily see some upside. Now, yesterday, like I said, we did this 60-minute divergence scan, and we came up with quite a few nice divergences on the 60-minute time frame, and I've incorporated that into my routine each day, and I haven't seen anything come out today on that side, but I'm also putting some daily sell signals in, or daily divergent, sell divergent scans in now, and starting to look for these. Mattel is kind of jumping up at me. You can see we're having a hard time rotating back up, getting that momentum here to follow through. And we started putting a little candlestick today, a downward candle. It does look a little weak. And then PEG, it's not a divergence, but I did notice this big candle on this one, so I wanted to mark these two off for you. But let's just take a look at a few stocks that I have marked off going into next week. Now, these are going to be added on. I already put out an HPS watch list, but I'm going to add some of these to a focus list from early Monday. And these are just flags. And if we're looking for the market to continue to move higher, some of these flags might give us a lift here. Dunkin' Donuts looks like a nice little flag coming out of a base. We have that first consolidation. Nice little pullback here. I mean, it's not a textbook flag, but it's definitely something that I would recommend staying close to. These. I want to go to another flag here that recently happened. And here we had this Whole Food Mart. So we had this trade off of a flag here. It popped out of it. We had a flag here, popped out. We had another flag popped out. Now we can see we're flagging out again. Not looking at this one yet, but some of these, like the Dunkin' Donuts, this is starting to look like that first flag. So we'll definitely see some upside on Dunkin' Donuts. You can see the rotation back. It looks pretty good. Everything looks good on this. Nike. Maximilian pointed this out. This is what we call an X marks the spot. It's an HPS channel breakout stochastic rotation. Whenever we get a breakout of a 1, 2, 3 channel, which represents 3 pivot areas, 1, 2, 3, you come down, you trade 4. It actually broke through here, but when we break through, we wait for this to rotate right back. And when this rotates back, it came right back to, we put this line in here, it came right back to this trend line. And when we start to look at that, the reason I put this underlying trend line is because this downward channel has been broken. Now we have an upward channel, and we're trying to gauge where that lower channel line is going to be to put that support in. That's why we concentrate on that rotation. The combination of that rising trend line and the falling trend line, we call this X marks the spot, and you can see the reaction off of it. It does look pretty good going forward. And then we have some strong stocks that are flagging out. Here's Yum Brands. Yum Brands is a nice little flag. We've been in this one off of the lower level, so we're just kind of looking back at it again. This was a little flag here, consolidated and popped. But again, just like the regular market, we've been embedded up here. 60-minute time frame is starting to get a little extended too. Normally, I don't go chase things as a 60 in the daily are extended. But, it's a decent flag. I'm going to have it on a focus list for early Monday. Disney. It's been under the weather, not a big performer lately, but is there a possible flag here developing on Disney? I haven't traded this one in a while. I just want to point that one out. C. Here's a nice little flag. Again, a little channel breakout. We flagged out, holding that 200-period moving average, starting to break out to the upside. Probably not going to be in that one. We talked about PEG, and did I talk about... I still think that we have the STX here is a nice little flag. So I would like to get back into STX. This has been a trade we took off at this level down here. This was a great. We had that coil stochastic. Those higher lows being put in here represents a longer trend. And boy, you can see, we're just starting to move back up. We have a big trend line above us, and that still gives us a nice shot. It's like 3 to 4 points higher, and that's a current read of the 200-period moving average and a current read of the two. If this chops around, eventually this line will come down a little. But there is a lot of levels above us that we could reach for. I think there's a much better upside than downside at this point on Seagate, STX, and of course WDC is kind of its sister stock, and we haven't broken through, but I expect this one also to break back into this channel. You can see that channel line is actually holding us back, but we gapped up to it right now. So there's a few stocks going into next week, and I'm looking for a little pop Monday to take some profits. But starting at one point next week, I probably will start to get back into the hedge, start looking at some things to the downside. And with the new scans I'm doing on the daily and the 60-minute sell signals, I'll be looking for those and just bring them to you when they show up. So we had a pretty decent day with the Rambot today. I didn't follow all the signals. I was, doing a lot of other research and stuff, but you could see some of the circles and squares. This one kind of popped a little bit higher going into 4 o'clock. It's always dangerous going into the last 15 minutes. Here we had a 5-minute setup that kind of pushed higher and rotated back down, but this 1 minute came in right on time. And then some other ones, were really well. So looking forward to picking up the trade again on Monday using the Rambot. I think that's it. I just want to do a fast update. Hopefully you'll get to join us next week, early morning. Sunday, futures open. We have the futures up and running. And we start things early on Monday. So see you then. Have a great week. Enjoy your profits. We made a lot of them. We have a lot of them this week. And that's it. Have a great weekend.